It's Sunday, September 29, 2019. Welcome to an all-new LCJ Live. As you could tell by what I'm wearing and what I got here, Animation Domination is back on Fox tonight with The Simpsons. New show, Bless the Hearts. Bob's Burgers at a new time, 9 o'clock, and Family Guy at a new time, 9:30. Fox's Animation Domination has returned. I think it's great. It supports animation, and hopefully the new show, Bless the Hearts, will be very funny. It's supposed to be a modern 21st century sort of take on King of the Hill, a more updated version of that. We'll see if it works. That's on tonight after The Simpsons. I'm Lights Camera Jackson. As always, you can send in your questions and your comments as we talk here on LCJ Live about all kinds of stuff today, from Animation Domination to Joker, what's happening with that, plus your weekend box office and my take on Renee Zellweger's new Judy Garland movie. As always, send in those questions, those comments. Did you see Abominable, the new DreamWorks animated movie? What did you think of that? Let me know right here on Twitter at LCJ Reviews or Periscope as well. Let me know what you think about Abominable, the DreamWorks animated movie, or if you saw the Judy Garland film with Renee Zellweger getting a lot of Best Actress attention, a lot of Best Actress buzz. We'll see what happens with her performance. $20.9 million for Abominable, which is the new DreamWorks animated film. Hang on, I'm going to check something quick. Got a brand new phone. The signal seems to be a little in and out, but just making sure. I think we're okay. Abominable, the new DreamWorks animated movie, $20.9 million. That is a decent open, but it could have been stronger for Abominable. It could have been a lot stronger because this is a movie that has been talked about a lot. This is a movie that people have been wanting to see because it's an original film from DreamWorks Animation. It's an original animated movie. And DreamWorks hasn't done that in several years. They haven't done that since Turbo in 2013. There hasn't been an original DreamWorks animated movie. This is from writer-director Jill Colton, who did the Open Season movie and several other films from several years ago. Just checking here on the signals here. Seems to be a little bit different than normal, but it looks like we're okay at the moment. Can hear. If you guys are having signal problems, let me know. Got a brand new iPhone 8 and wanted to change up the iPhone finally after several years. Maybe we're okay as of now. It was taking a little time. I'll keep going anyway. Abominable, $20.9 million, one of the lower DreamWorks animated movie opens ever, but it's still going to be a win for them, a win for Universal, and a win for DreamWorks Animation. Also, in second place this weekend, Downton Abbey with $14.5 million to come in second. Hustlers with $11.5 million. It Chapter 2 in fourth with $10.4, rounding out your top five. Ad Astra with $10.1 million. In sixth, Rambo Last Blood with $8.6 million. And then Judy, the Judy Garland film with $3.1 million, one of the bigger opens ever for Roadside Attractions. This little studio, they're getting a lot of attention because of the Judy Garland movie with $3.1 million for Judy this weekend. That is strong. And it is a good film. Renee Zellweger gives an excellent performance. She will get an Academy Award nomination for sure. She has to for her work as Judy Garland, along with nominations at the other award shows leading up to it, the Golden Globes, the Critics' Choice Awards, the SAG Awards, and all of that. She has to get these nominations. Also, rounding out your top 10 this weekend, Good Boys, Lion King, and Angel Has Fallen. So again, your top 10 this weekend, Abominable, Downton Abbey, Hustlers, It, Ad Astra, Rambo, Judy, Good Boys, Lion King, and Angel Has Fallen. No really other new movies that came out this weekend besides Abominable and Judy. When it comes to Focus Features and Downton Abbey, this is now one of the biggest movies ever for Focus Features, but it still needs another $25 million to pass Brokeback Mountain, which was the top grossing Focus Features movie of all time with $83 million. So we'll see if that happens. STX for Hustlers, it's at $80 million right now, but it still needs a lot more. I think another $33 million, something like that, to beat Bad Moms and become the top STX movie ever. I don't know if that's going to happen. And for Roadside Attractions, Judy certainly won't make the $83 million that I Can Only Imagine made, but when you look at the all-time for Roadside Attractions, Could it get up to in the $20 million range of something like Mud or one of those top movies? We will have to see. All right. Also, big news, of course, on Joker. They're not going to have people on the red carpet interviewing the stars and the makers of Joker when the premiere happens. This is a decision because Warner Brothers is concerned about violence and all the things going on with that. There's a lot that has to be said with this movie because years ago, there was, of course, the Dark Knight Rises shooting that took place in Aurora, Colorado in 2012. And it started to set off something in the studios. They all came together and basically said, okay, we can't do these midnight showings anymore. We cannot do them. We need to start these showtimes earlier and earlier for safety reasons around this country for these movie showings. So that's what the studios decided to do. These Joker showings are at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. 4 p.m. they start this coming Thursday. There is going to be a lot more security personnel around movie theaters all over the country. So, I appreciate that. I like that. Movies are not supposed to invoke violence. We'll see how much violence really is in Joker. I'm going to be seeing Joker later this week, and I'll give you my take all over social media and on the website lights-camera-jackson.com. Again, if you're having any signal issues, there may be some issues as I'm watching the feed here with you guys. I apologize for that. It's a brand new iPhone that I just got. There may be some signal issues. So we'll be posting the video, hopefully, of this fully later on all over social media. But again, Joker is the only big new movie this weekend. Again, for this weekend that we just had, Abominable and Judy were the only new movies. Then Joker is the only big new movie this coming weekend. Studios have done that a lot lately, where they just have 1 or 2 big movies. iPhone 11 says Bob Hall. No, it's actually an iPhone 8. I decided not to get the 11 quite yet, or go for the bombardment of the craziness of the iPhone 11, but started with going from an iPhone 6S to an iPhone 8 because I like the size of the iPhone. I really do. I like the size and being able to put it into my pocket, not have it be so gigantic. I like the look of it. Hopefully this whole signal thing's working out. It seems to be working a little bit better right now. But yeah, just got a brand new iPhone. The Apple store was mobbed yesterday, and yet the woman said to me, this isn't as crazy as it gets, which I thought was really funny. So we'll see how Joker does. Could the violence take away a couple $1 million from it? All this attention it's getting? Maybe. It's not being shown at the Aurora, Colorado movie theater where the Dark Knight Rises shooting took place 7 years ago, and I think that's a very smart decision by Warner Brothers to not have that happen. We will see how much money Joker makes. I'm also going to be doing a lot of stuff this week, going to New York Comic Con on Saturday and the Woodstock Film Festival this weekend to see some big movies. So it is a big weekend. We got Joker, the Woodstock Film Festival, and New York Comic Con, which I'm very excited about. I went there last year to see the first footage of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Of course, that went on to win the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature Film. So we'll see what I have in store for this Saturday at New York Comic Con. So a lot going on this week, along with the returns of some new shows and some brand new primetime shows, including Bless the Hearts, which is tonight at 8:30 after The Simpsons on Fox. We will see how it is. Hopefully it's smart and funny. Some of the reviews I've been reading have been mixed, but being at San Diego Comic-Con this past summer and getting a lot of cool merchandise like these water bottles from the folks at Fox, and even with these Bart Simpson sunglasses there, which are pretty cool. They had these all kinds of stuff for animation domination at San Diego Comic-Con. Fox went all out, spending so much money for shows that are only going to get a couple million live viewers on these Sunday nights. But they wanted to let people know, hey, it's all animation on Sunday nights. We're back. So I wish Fox the best of luck when it comes to these shows tonight. If you want my LCJ Q&A podcast episode with the director of Abominable, Jill Colton, that is on the website, lights-camera-jackson.com, in the LCJ Q&A podcast section. New pieces coming and new things coming to animationscoop.com and more this week. There's a new show called Primal with Genndy Tartakovsky that is debuting pretty soon. I saw the first episode of that. Also going to be talking with some of the people behind the Casagrandes, new Nickelodeon animated series, and maybe some more stuff in the works. Was that Unicorn Show with Walton Goggins highly rated, says Bob Hall. It did okay. It got 6 million viewers the other night. So did Patricia Heaton's new show on CBS, Carol's Second Act. They both pretty even with 6 million viewers. The Unicorn, I think, is very funny. I still got to watch Carol's second act. It's been a busy weekend. I was in Long Island the other day, too. Still got to watch Carol's second act, but I think The Unicorn is a funny show, and I hope it finds an audience on CBS. So yeah, saw the Judy Garland movie last night with Renee Zellweger, and she is fantastic. The costumes, the makeup, and the hairstyling on her, all fantastic. Some of the scenes are a little long, things are a little uneven at times and dry. It is based on a play. There's a couple moments in this movie where Renee sings some of those songs. Wow, they are absolute showstoppers and powerhouses, and you really immerse yourself into her as she immerses herself into the role of Judy Garland. It's not in a lot of theaters right now. Maybe it'll keep expanding over the next several weeks because it did so well this weekend, but you gotta see it. You gotta see Renee Zellweger as Judy Garland. Look, these awards nominations are gonna be here before you know it, and I think this year, the movies that open earlier as opposed to later are going to have the most benefit to them. Films that may have limited release dates at the end of December, I'm not sure, because the Oscars is earlier than ever this year and the nominations coming out by the time all that happens. If you're out of the gate early like Judy is, like Joker is, like some of these other movies coming out over the next couple weeks, or maybe films from the summer like The Farewell and Rocket Man and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I think you might have a better chance this year than some of the later movies. But again, it's always unpredictable. We'll always see what happens, but we'll see what happens. Were you shocked about Fleabag Big Wins? Oh yeah, it's the first LCJ live since the Emmys last Sunday. That's right. Boy, a lot of stuff's happened over the past week. Yeah, Fleabag, very surprised. Didn't know much about the show. Didn't know much about Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Do you know she's one of the writers of the new James Bond movie? She was brought in to do that, and she was in Solo, a Star Wars story too. So besides these British comedies, she likes doing these big action movies as well. So yes, I was very surprised by Fleabag. I thought the Emmy show was, it was okay. Homer, frankly, coming out at the beginning, Homer Simpson, was one of the better parts of the entire Emmy show, to be quite honest. And the rest of it, there were a few decent moments, but because the Emmys didn't do so well either, like 6.9 million viewers, all-time low, where's the excitement? Where's the joy? Where's the adrenaline for any of these shows? Nobody over a certain age is watching any of these shows online. They're not on Amazon, Hulu, Netflix, any of those. So they don't care. They don't care what's nominated. They only care about This Is Us, and This Is Us, I think, got zip. So, yeah, you're going to lose a lot of people by skewing to these obscure shows that are on digital platforms. You're going to lose a lot of the people who just watch CBS, ABC, NBC, and maybe Fox. But there are a lot of people out there who just watch the big three. So that's my take on where the Emmys are going. I don't think it's pretty. I think when the ratings came out on the last Monday morning, everybody at the Emmys went, oh no, this may be the day the Emmys died, because it is atrocious to see those numbers keep falling and falling and falling because people care less and less and less about the shows that have been nominated. That's my take on the Emmys. If you're just joining us here on LCJ Live, Abominable is your #1 movie with 20.9 million, but it is the lowest open for a DreamWorks animated movie since 2006's Flushed Away. I saw 30 minutes of footage of Abominable back in July at DreamWorks Animation, and you could tell around the place that people were kind of like, we hope this is a hit. We really do. Our fingers are crossed. We're a little concerned. It has a budget of $75 million. I don't think Abominable is going to make that $75 million back in the U.S. It's going to have to get it from overseas money, because original animated movies are tough. Plus, it's the third animated movie in a year to be about a Yeti. You had Smallfoot last year. You had Missing Link earlier this year. I do think Abominable is the best of the three, but that similar storyline isn't going to attract a lot of kids and families. As this year has proven already, Toy Story 4 was a juggernaut, and then everything else was kind of down below. DreamWorks' third Dragon movie was the lowest of the three. Secret Life of Pets 2 was lower than the first one. Angry Birds Movie 2. Lego Movie 2. What's going to happen with Frozen 2? That's the big question. Is it going to top the first Frozen, which made $400 million 6 years ago? Or because it's been 6 years, is that going to cause it to not do nearly as well as the first one over the holidays? People going to choose other kinds of films. That'll be interesting to see the Frozen 2 numbers. Disney has a lot riding on it, and yet they just released a new trailer of it the other day with 2 months to go. I watched some of the trailer. I didn't want to be completely spoiled. From what I could tell, it looks darker than the first one. And I don't know if kids are going to respond as much to Frozen 2 being darker and more mysterious and more dramatic as the first one. A lot of the first one was jolly, upbeat, powerful and emotional, but jolly and upbeat. How are kids going to respond to this? Are they going to want to see it 2 or 3 times? Or are the folks at Disney specifically skewing towards older kids and adults for Frozen 2 and Academy voters to try to see if they can win animated feature? I don't know if you should go in completely with that mentality, but that may be what the folks at Disney are trying to do with Frozen 2. So we'll have to see. Next Sunday, when we're back here on LCJ Live, I'm going to give you the lowdown on New York Comic Con. I'm going to give you the lowdown on some of the movies that I'll be seeing at the Woodstock Film Festival, some of the big awards movies, and we will talk Joker. How did it do at the box office? How were the reviews? What did I think of Joker? And what does this violence controversy have to do with all of it, and my take on all that? That'll be next Sunday, back here live for a new episode of LCJ Live at 12 p.m. Eastern. We'll talk about that, and then we'll preview some of the other big October movies like Gemini Man with Will Smith and The Addams Family, the new Addams Family animated movie. There'll be a lot to talk about and a lot to cover. So I'll see you back here next Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern. For more, as always, follow me on Twitter at LCJ Reviews. Go to the website, lights-camera-jackson.com, Instagram at lightscamjackson for more. I had a great time hosting the 15 Minutes Max Student Film Festival yesterday. I want to thank all those there for having me for the 4th year, and you can look for some of those pictures on Instagram and more. Enjoy today, enjoy the return of Animation Domination, and look for all kinds of posts this week all over my social media platforms. I'm Lights Camera Jackson. Thanks for watching LCJ Live. Bye-bye, everybody.